Good evening, my name is Ricky Jimenez, and it is 6 p.m. too. Now of October Friday. Okay, so this is my structure timeline. I will showcase the items and explain why I chosen, and explain also the relationship with the original theory. The structure timeline is what it's called to the discoveries most important, or the basis for what we can know as cells. So one of the most important discoveries, creations in the history of science, and even physics and chemistry, is the microscope, which was in, and I showed this because it's magnifying glass and this as a base. Now, for example, if I already did this experiment, if you put something in between the magnifying glass and the glass plate, because it's transparent, you will get to see a more controlled view than it will be with a magnifying glass. Now, this one was invented in 1590 by Zacharias Janssen. So, and then in 1675, Robert Hooke, using the microscope, went on and analyzed cells with the first analysis of cells with something that he described, or that it's described like cork cells with a form of honeycomb. Now, I did this I created this to resemble the form of honeycomb, and with the shapes and the holes. Okay, so, and then Anton van Leeuwenhoek, using the microscope, went on and said, "Hey, what can I find in those microorganisms that are in water? What may I discover? Why are they toxic?" So I went on and made some elements I found in the dirt with water. I mixed them and created some kind of brownish with points water. So that was like my attempt to resemble the pond water. And what he discovered is that living organisms can develop either in water or in the air. That was in 1674, and then on in 1838, Matthias Jansen discovered. Well, maybe we can call it a discovery. Discovered that plants were made of cells. Now, you may ask, "Hey Robert, why do you have a stuffed doll?" I don't know how to call a peluche in English. Why? Because it's like the representation I have of plants, because I did not wanted to rip off some poor plant from the grass, etc. But what he did discover is how the organisms, plants that then the study went on and was made, and discovered that we the animals were made of cells, is because he analyzed the skins, the skins, or and the textures of the plants. Well, skin no. Plants do not have skin, but you get me. So for last, that this was a very subsequent discovery, is that cells reproduce by one existing cell. That for example, you cannot create a cell from nothing. It must reproduce. So, and that's why I chose these bases, because now because for a a cell to develop, it must be reproduced, as I just said. This discovery was made by by Ralph Virchow, if I'm not wrong, in the 80s, in the 1800s. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say 1800s in English. I'm sorry, but that's the theory. Of course, for example, the honeycomb to the pond water to the study of plant cells, they were subsequent. Why? Because in that era, not like now, they didn't know that, but they were urged to discover more things. And of course, that world in those ages, the world was in a changing era. So for example, what can we get from here? That hey, a mere invention like a microscope revolution what we call now an entire being, a living being. So hey, thanks for watching. This was my Silvery Timing Showcase.